What is up YouTube, James Baek here, welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. Today is the final episode with this Palkia team. We got Palkia, Kyogre, Incineroar, Amoonguss, Tapu Lele, and Hawlucha. Very fun team to open it up with. I'm really glad about the results. And yeah, let's just get started with the final episode. So, a team report will be coming out probably sometime next week. I won't be able to upload it this weekend because of the fact that there is a regional championship going on, the Philadelphia Regional Championship, so I will be competing. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna do because I don't feel like I've been playing that great or anything like that. I also am lost on teams, so yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I'm hoping that I can do decently well at least. We got Stefano with a QR code. The team of Kyogre, Xerneas, Tapu Lele, Incineroar, Ferrothorn, and the Ludicolo. So, pretty standard stuff. I like Amoonguss a lot in this game. I like... Oh man, I won Hawlucha. This is kind of weird. Okay. So, there are a lot of Pokemon I kind of want to bring to counteract some things that my opponent has. I think my best lead... Hawlucha plus the Palkia right off the bat. Yeah, I'm gonna lead Palkia plus Hawlucha right off the bat. I think I bring Amoonguss in the back. And for the last Pokemon, I think I have to bring the Lele. It's kind of weird because I would kind of love Kyogre in this matchup, but I don't feel like I can realistically bring it. So yeah, I'm going to bring these Pokemon because Palkia is really good against Kyogre, Hawlucha is really good against the Ludicolo, which I do have trouble with. I need to set up Hawlucha with the Tapu Lele in case my opponent doesn't bring Tapu Lele, because I could definitely see my opponent not bring the Tapu Lele. And then there is the need to bring Amoonguss just in case Xerneas gets a bit out of hand, especially if my opponent doesn't bring the rain for me. So we'll go Palkia Hawlucha right here against the Xerneas Ludicolo. So that's kind of a rough lead for me. Okay, so Fake Out can come out, Moonblast can come out. I don't even know. You don't even have to go straight for the You don't even have to go straight for the Geomancy. You could go for a Moonblast realistically. I think the play is to Hydro Pump to Xerneas and just go out in a Tapu Lele, because of the fact that, you know, just try to get as much damage onto Xerneas as possible. Try to get my Psychic Seed boost, as well as the fact that I will have my Amoonguss in the back to switch into Xerneas if it doesn't Geomancy up and I do get the Hydro Pump damage. The problem is Kyogre could be a bit troublesome in the back, as we do see the Fake Out into the Hawlucha slot, probably trying to deny Tailwind. Hydro Pump is going to come out into Xerneas for some really big damage. That's some good damage right there. Geomancy is going to come out, okay. Not bad, I guess. It's definitely not great here. Of course, here's the problem. Red card Amoonguss is great for game 1 situations, and if your opponent doesn't know it. So, if my opponent does know that I am red card Amoonguss, that is troublesome because you can protect Xerneas and just go for a attack into the Amoonguss slot, and I lost my red card. So, I will go out into Amoonguss right here and attempt to just protect the Tapu Lele. I think that is my safest play right here. And we'll see what my opponent decides to do afterward. Of course, a double up into the Amoonguss isn't so bad. I am really specially defensive as well. And yeah, this is going to still be problematic, but luckily I didn't lose my Palkia because Palkia, you know, keeping Palkia alive is so nice just because of the fact that it helps against the Kyogre and the Ferrothorn as well. So we'll see what my opponent decides to do here, but I think I'm just going to make a safe play and just try to go out into Amoonguss right here. I could see Protect from Xerneas and then maybe a Grass Knot into the Amoonguss trying to get Chip. Or Scald and the Lele trying to get the Dazzling Gleam KO, but we're going to see the Moonblast into Amoonguss, so that's great. I do force the Xerneas out, which is fantastic for me. So red card will activate against the Xerneas and will be forced to bring out one of my opponent's other Pokemon. It's going to be that Tapu Lele on my opponent's side. Not that great for me. As Scald is going to come out, targets down my Tapu Lele slot, which I'm pretty okay with overall. Don't really need Amoonguss anymore. I just needed to get rid of that red card. Otherwise, it is basically not really useful in this game. I think right now I'll just go for a Spore attempt into Tapu Lele as well as a Moonblast, because of the fact that I do want to get damage off in Tapu Lele to put in maybe a range of a Acrobatics, as we do see the Side Shot come out into the Amoonguss slot. So Amoonguss is going to go down, which I do not mind. As I said before, I was 100% okay with that. We're going to get a Moonblast off into the Tapu Lele slot. That should be doing some good damage. Yeah, about half, which is pretty good. Here comes the Scald coming out from the Ludicolo into my Tapu Lele, not doing too much. Does get a burn, so unfortunately I will be put into a KO range. It's Life Orb Ludicolo, which means I think it's actually in range of Psychic from my Tapu Lele. So I'll go Hawlucha here. Just click Acrobatics into the Tapu Lele slot, as well as a Psychic in the Ludicolo, because I'm pretty much pinning down my opponent damage output wise. Maybe Ludicolo switches out, but I don't think my opponent really has a safe switch into Psychic, so you might just sack it off here, which I'd be completely fine with. We also don't know what kind of Tapu Lele it is, if it's Timid or if it's Choice Scarf. We're going to see Tapu Lele reveal Protect, which is okay, because I don't believe Ludicolo can knock me out, other than maybe knock out my Tapu Lele, because I don't think you can knock out my Hawlucha with Life Orb Ice Beam after the Seed Boost. So Psychic going to come out in a Ludicolo, does finish off the Ludicolo, so that's decent actually, but not the greatest. Because now Palkia might be, not Palkia, Kyogre might be able to come in and click Water Spout, which isn't ideal here. So we'll see what my opponent decides to do. I think Kyogre does come out, yep. And, it really comes down to some factors, right? It really just comes down to what kind of Kyogre set this is. I think, here's the thing, I don't think I live Water Spout, which is unfortunate. If you're my opponent, I think you sack the Xerneas in the back. I think Lele puts on more pressure against me, but that's just my opinion, because I think Acrobatics knocking out the Lele is pretty bad for my opponent overall. I think I'll go for the Acrobatics in the Tapu Lele, and I think I'm going to attempt to protect the Tapu Lele. I'm just worried if it's like a Calm Mind Kyogre, but I don't really see it on this team. So I'll just go for the Acrobatics and protect right here. You know, keeping that Tapu Lele live is pretty good, because of the fact it just allows me to see what kind of Kyogre it is, if it's Choice Scarf or not, in the following turn, and if it's Choice Scarf, it has to lock itself in a move. And the Water Spout's not really going to be doing too much to Palkia, which is pretty good, especially once I get a Spatial Rend off. Water Spout going to come out. It doesn't actually knock out Hawlucha, which is actually pretty good. That is really nice. That's really nice. So, Psychic Terrain is going to disappear. I am fine with that, as Xerneas is going to come out. And I feel pretty good about this position. I think I'll just scout for Protect from Xerneas and just go for a Psychic here into the Kyogre slot. Yep. Because Xerneas can't set up with Geomancy. It's not in range of like Substitute. There's not really anything that can potentially screw me over 100%. So just go for the Protect right here, as Xerneas will go for that Protect. So I do scout it out correctly. And we'll see what the Kyogre does. There's really no way my opponent can punish me. Yes, you could go for an attack right there and then protect the following turn, but I'd be fine with that, because if this is Scarf Kyogre, I just get a Spatial Rend off into that Kyogre slot. And that means his Water Spouts are doing a lot less damage. And Kyogre really can't threaten Palkia without maybe Thunder, I guess. Maybe Thunder Para, but that means Hawlucha can still Acrobatics its Xerneas the following turn. So, bring out the Palkia. And we'll go for the Acrobatics into the Xerneas, which will 100% be able to pick up the knockout at that range. And we'll go for the Spatial Rend into the Kyogre. We'll find out if this is Scarf Kyogre this turn, because of the fact it will reveal who is faster. If my Palkia does move faster than Kyogre, it's not Choice Scarf. Acrobatics will finish off the Xerneas right there. So Xerneas does go down. And a Water Spout does come out from the Kyogre, and it does reveal to be Choice Scarf, so Palkia going to be able to take that really well. We do get Spatial Rend off into the Kyogre, and that should be game, because I don't really see how my opponent really breaks through this. So Spatial Rend coming out about half, and you know, there's always something that can go wrong. There's always the chance that Water Spout can crit. There's 2 turns of rain, so I might as well just stall one out. If I can, stall out some power points. Just, if you have an extra safety measure to win the game, I don't see a reason not to just go for it. And yeah, this is like extra safety right here, because we know it's Choice Scarf Kyogre. Its power points are going to be really low, because of the fact that, especially my opponent in power point the Water Spouts, which you should, because if you haven't power point up the Kyogre, it just runs out of water spouts that turn, as the match is going to be forfeit because there really is realistically no way to win that game. So yeah, I just didn't want to miss like every Spatial Rain Hydro Pump in a row, and then somehow I get screwed over by like, I don't know, crit water spouts over and over and over again. So yeah, that's the main reason I decided to make the protect play. As we'll find our second game, I think overall just being able to get the red card into the Xerneas was pretty big, because that was the only thing that was really like, Xerneas is really scary for this team. It is really scary for this team. If I can deal with Xerneas, I feel pretty good about my position, as we find a player from Japan. No Xerneas. Hitmontop on the Tapu Lele team, which I find fascinating. The Solgaleo plus Yveltal. And Tyranitar too. Very unique here. Incineroar does pretty good in this matchup. With the Intimidate, Choice Scarf Water Spout can obliterate my opponent. Amoonguss isn't that great here. Incineroar is. Hawlucha could be. Just not sure how much I really like Hawlucha too much. I definitely like Incineroar. I think Lele puts on some great pressure. I think I kind of want to go Kyogre plus Incineroar here. Tapu Lele and Kyogre in the back. I still haven't done the Moonblast calc in the Palkia. I actually haven't. I really need to do that. Even if this is the last episode, it's just good to know to find out. Because I've seen Feeny Moonblast, but I haven't seen Lele Moonblast. Yeah, I don't think Amoonguss is that good. And I think Hawlucha, while it can do some work, I think it's going to be a bit harder to set up. So I think these are the 4 Pokemon I'm going to go. Palkia just puts on a bunch of pressure with Hydro Pump. It just does so much to the Solgaleo plus the Yveltal. Unless they're really bulky, they are not going to be able to survive the Hydro Pump in the rain. And I definitely do want to have momentum by being able to pressure by switching out into my Kyogre and clicking Hydro Pump. Solgaleo and Tyranitar lead. Okay, that's not a lead I was expecting. We're going to find out if this is Choice Scarf potentially on the Tyranitar. Let's see. It is not. I feel like you switch out Tyranitar on the Tapu Lele and you go for Zen Headbutt into my Palkia, because that covers the fake out play as well as it saves your weather. I kind of just want to go for the Hydro Pump into the Solgaleo for the damage to put in Origin Pulse range and just go out in a Kyogre, because you know, if Tyranitar stays in to go for Rock Slide, it's not really going to do much. If it Dragon Dances up, I'm still in a fantastic position regardless. So yeah, I think this is my play here. Just go out into the Kyogre and click Hydro Pump in the Solgaleo. Just get as much damage as possible. I don't want to go for Flamethrower because it could be a potential weakness policy on the Solgaleo. So I will risk my accuracy right here. And definitely Hydro Pump puts me in a good position. We're going to see a Tyranitar switch out. There is that Tapu Lele like I did call earlier. Too bad I can't find out if it's a Choice Scarf Tapu Lele or not. But let's see. Zen Headbutt is also going to hurt if it does connect to Palkia. With the Life Orb in the sand, it might be able to pick up a knockout. I'm not exactly too entirely sure about that calc. We will bring out the Kyogre here, bring out the Rain. But this is offensive Solgaleo. I think Hydro Pump just drops it. So let's see. Do we connect? We do connect, so Hydro Pump is going to come out in the Solgaleo. That does pick up a knockout just straight up. So I am able to get rid of Solgaleo. That's amazing for me. Like, that turn 1 probably just went the best it could have been. And now I think Tyranitar comes out to cancel out my weather. Yep. Which is fine. The sand is actually going to help me, ironically, because now I get to find out who's faster between Tapu Lele and Palkia, because of the fact the sand will hit whoever is faster first. So just going to protect my Palkia, and I think just go hard in the Incineroar. I get an Intimidate off into the Tyranitar. I avoid a Psychic type attack in the Kyogre, which could be pretty big, and I get to reset weather in the future. So definitely those 3 things are pluses. So I'll just go out into my Incineroar here. No reason not to, and I'm not risking Palkia right here. If it's Choice Scarf on Tapu Lele, I can make maybe a knockoff play and maybe just like switch out my own Tapu Lele. Because I think Palkia is better than my, What am I trying to say? It's better than my Tapu Lele dealing with the Yveltal since it's actually guaranteed to be fast unless it's like Choice Scarf Yveltal for some reason. Protect the Palkia right here, as what are we going to see from my opponent? Moonblast does come out into the Palkia slot and a Rock Slide. Oh, Crunch actually into the Kyogre. Okay, just didn't want to miss, I guess. Or just wanted a little bit of extra damage. Does get a defense shot, which is a little annoying. It is confirmed to be Choice Scarf Tapu Lele though. Okay. And I will 100% go for knockoff in the Tapu Lele. I could see Tyranitar switching out or just going for the Rock Slide. This works out fine for me because now I get a, if I do get the knockoff in the Tapu Lele, if you do switch in Yveltal, I just knock out the Tapu Lele. And if I knock out the Choice Scarf, like Kyogre just is able to sweep with Water Spout at this point because Water Spout will be doing too much damage. And thank you for the Psychic Terrain. It actually does benefit me here because of the fact that now Yveltal won't be able to go for like a Sucker Punch into my Kyogre before it can get off a Water Spout. So it's looking pretty upright here, but this turn can still go pretty ugly depending on, you know, if Tyranitar is able to, I don't know, crit or flinch my Incineroar. But we do see the switch asset, Yveltal. Oh, it's a Moongus. Not the Pokemon I was expecting here, but that works out beautifully for me. Moonblast's going to come out into the Incineroar slot. Okay, so my Tapu Lele comes in for free. Knockoff will come out into the Tapu Lele, get rid of that Choice Scarf. It is still, it's probably a speed tie. I don't think it's Timid Tapu Lele on this team, but now I can just go for Psychic into the Amoonguss, and I think I go for U-turn into Tapu Lele just for some momentum. Don't really need the Incineroar anymore, and I don't care if it's Payapa Berry on Amoonguss because I get a bunch of damage anyway regardless, and the fact is that I just put in probably range of Water Spout in the future, so regardless I'm okay with this trade. We are going to see the Amoonguss switch out into Tyranitar, which is a good play on my opponent's part, but U-turn momentum should allow this to, this puts me in a great position with my Kyogre because I just click Water Spout afterward. Moonblast's going to come out on Tapu Lele. Does some good damage. Psychic goes out on the Tyranitar, and we go for the U-turn into Tapu Lele. And then we can just bring out our Kyogre right here, and Kyogre just clicks Water Spout, and I click Psychic with Tapu Lele, and I'm pretty sure I just knock out the Amoonguss with the boost from my Mind Plate that I do have. So, yeah. We'll see here. And even if it doesn't, like, I get a bunch of damage regardless. Tyranitar Sand is gone. I'm going to be able to have Palkia in the back. It's just, I think the only thing that could really come back is maybe a Dragon Dance Tyranitar, which I don't know what they've really run on Tyranitar. I've seen a lot of Fling Iron Ball on Tyranitar. That's been probably the biggest set. Fling Iron Ball plus Yveltal. Oh, that actually sounds really scary when you think about that. That's a really powerful attack. No, I'm not Psychic-ing the Tyranitar, I'm Psychic-ing the Amoonguss. I guess I could taunt the Amoonguss, but I risk a potential Mental Herb. Even though Mental Herb's not a common item, I think Water Spout and Psychic is still always my best play, regardless. So I don't know what my opponent's going to do. Tyranitar's going to protect. Probably force to protect. You have to hope maybe Amoonguss lives a double up, or maybe you're trying to stall out terrain. Here comes the Water Spout into the Amoonguss. How much is it going to do? Good damage. And Psychic, are you Payapa? It looks like you're not Payapa, so Amoonguss is just going to drop, and then I have a single target Water Spout. And that is going to be a good game to my opponent because there's really no way Tyranitar can make this comeback. Yeah, you would have probably needed like to go for double protect right there with Tyranitar and Amoonguss. Get a double protect with Tyranitar, and you would have had to hope that you lived a Water Spout plus Psychic combination. And since you were in Payapa, I'm pretty sure it was impossible to live the Psychic afterward, even without the terrain. So this works out beautifully for me, as we will be able to get rid of the Tyranitar. Looks like we're doing pretty well for the second episode. It looks like we're already going to be guaranteed at least a positive record. Unlike when I was playing the other day. Like, I was playing the other day and it just ended up like I was playing on tilt. So I'm really happy that like it's actually working out, but who knows. As we will go find our third game. Yeah, basically that gamer was really just, I think turn 1 was pretty big. I did call it correctly and was just able to punish my opponent. And even if Tyranitar, let's say, stayed in, it couldn't really do much. And you would want to save the weather control because my opponent really didn't have a good water resist other than Amoonguss. But Amoonguss is still taking a lot of damage no matter what. As we find Travis as our last opponent. Ooh, Zygarde. Zygarde is cool. Okay, Zygarde, Lunala, Tapu Bulu, Incineroar, Aegislash, and Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is the scary Pokemon here. It's definitely one of the more annoying Pokemon to deal with for my team. Do I bring Amoonguss? Or do I bring Incineroar? Because Incineroar does actually seem pretty good against my opponent's team. It does really well intimidating the Zygarde. It does really well just, you know, against the Aegislash, the Bulu. The problem is my Feeny matchup, again, is still pretty bad. But overall, I think I'm okay. I kind of just want to lead Palkia plus Kyogre right off the bat. Just try to get as much damage as I can. If you lead the Tapu Bulu, I just switch out Incineroar or Lele to weaken the power of your attacks. I think that's how I want to go because I don't know how bulky Zygarde is, but I still feel like a Life Orb Spatial Rend would do a lot of damage to the Zygarde. And I don't know how much Kyogre Ice Beam does. I know Zygarde has a lot of HP. And of course, Zygarde is a really cool Pokemon. I do want to test Zygarde out more and see its full potential because what's the ability called? I think it's there's Aura Reverse. No, it's not Aura Reverse. I don't remember what it's called. It has two abilities. The ability where it reverses Dark Aura and Fairy Aura's boost and turns them into negatives instead. So normally you get I think it's a 33% or something like that. I think it's 30 or 33% increase on your Fairy type and Dark type attacks when they're out on the field. Zygarde basically just reverses that, so it's a 33% decrease, which is pretty cool. Aegislash plus Lunala lead. Okay. Aegislash can't knock me out. I could double up into the Lunala slot pretty safely. I feel like Incineroar would have been a great lead, but then again, my opponent could just switch out into something. I think I just go for a double up here. I think Lunala, because Lunala is actually a Pokemon that can knock out one of my Pokemon because of the fact it does have access to Moonblast potentially. And expects Moonblast would knock out my Palkia. Aegislash can't knock me out. I'll just go for Scald plus Hydro Pump into Lunala. As Wide Guard comes out. Yeah, that was also another option I was considering. Which is why both of these Pokemon actually get Wide Guard. So if we do get the Hydro Pump off, we do just knock out the Lunala right away, which is great. And we do connect, so that's great. We do get a Lunala, basically turn one for free. And that's pretty big because getting rid of Lunala opens up some doors for my Tapu Lele. Of course, I still have to get rid of Aegislash. And Aegislash can't really go for King Shield unless he wants to go try to get that double protect. A Tapu Bulu is going to come out. Incineroar is looking like a very safe switch in here. And the question is, do I want to go out? Do I want to go for Hydro Pump in shield form? Well, it's in a shield form, or do I want to go for just a safe protect? I kind of want to just go for a safe protect. I don't really see a reason not to. So I'll just go out and Incineroar right here, get that Intimidate off in the Tapu Bulu. These are the Pokemon I want to switch in Incineroar anyway. I don't know what that last Pokemon is going to be though. At this point, I'd guess a Yveltal. No, it can't have Yveltal. Maybe Zygarde. Zygarde would be interesting. Not sure if my opponent would bring it against my team, but we'll see here. Because I have a lot of answers for Zygarde. We'll Protect right here with Palkia. Incineroar switching in. Hornleech going to come out into the Palkia slot, and looks like Aegislash going to go on the offense. No surprise there. It's going to be a Shadow Ball into a Sacred Sword. Ooh, nice play from my opponent. So getting some damage off in Incineroar. Big damage. Big damage. Wow, that's really big damage. What? I did not know Sacred Sword does that much. Is it Expert Belt? I don't know. I feel like -1's, or it's probably just fully invested actually. I'm so used to seeing special. I'm guessing this is like Gyro Ball, Sacred Sword, Aegislash, which is pretty cool. We'll go for the Hydro Pump into the Aegislash, and I think I'm just going to double on the Tapu Lele. It covers a superpower play from Tapu Bulu. And yeah, I know I can fake out the Tapu Bulu, but I don't think it's worth going for the fake out into Tapu Bulu immediately when I could reduce the damage that Palkia could receive even more. And I know you're not going to go... Yeah, I think you wouldn't superpower right here. As we're going to see the switch out here, Tapu Fini. Yeah, like you had to bring Tapu Fini in my opinion. There was no way Tapu Fini was not coming in this matchup. As we'll see what the We'll see what the Aegislash does. If it doesn't King Shield here, very big mistake. I'm just able to put on a lot of pressure. This is where a game where I wish I had Thunder, but I can't really complain about my moveset. It's been doing a lot of work. So we'll go for the Psychic Surge. Hydro Pump does connect with the Aegislash, so we're hitting 2 out of 2 Hydro Pumps. That's amazing for me. Do get the knockout on the Aegislash. That's really good. Like, getting rid of that Aegislash is super nice for me. And we need damage on that Tapu Fini. We need damage on the Tapu Fini. Tapu Bulu is going to be forced to come in. Where's the Tapu Koko? It's a Tapu party out here, people. Where's that Tapu Koko? Okay. Definitely I need damage on this Feeny, so I'll go for the Hydro Pump. And we'll switch hard back into Incineroar. I feel like it's definitely, I think, my best play here. Yeah. Because I do want that terrain up so I can draw up a Psychic. Tapu Bulu is going to be a lot less threatening once it's intimidated. Plus the Psychic terrain overriding the grassy terrain so it doesn't get a boost. So we'll see what my opponent does here. Maybe a Moonblast and a Palkia and maybe a Horn Leech into the Tapu Lele slot. Maybe read the Incineroar slot. A Hydro Pump. We finally miss a Hydro Pump, which is okay here. I mean, the damage on the Feeny would be great, but I can't really complain about hitting multiple Hydro Pumps. And we do survive a Palkia, which is nice. Special attack drop does hurt, though. Wood Hammer going to come out, does target down my Tapu Lele slot. And doesn't even proc my Berry, which I would have liked if it proc my Berry, but oh well. And I guess we'll just go for... How many times have rain are left? One, so I can reset the rain. I think I just go for a fake out Flamethrower combination into Bulu to put in range of Ice Beam. Yeah, I like that actually. I'm gonna fake out Flamethrower into Bulu because I know Bulu's not protecting here. Yes, Flamethrower in the rain at -1 special attack shouldn't do too much, but I think it puts in range of Ice Beam if it's not Assault Vest. Oh, that looks like Assault Vest actually. We get a burn though. That's pretty big. That is pretty big. Palkia actually survives. Muddy Water going to come out though, so it really doesn't matter. So Muddy Water just going to be able to knock out both my Pokemon here, which is okay because of the fact now I'll be able to go out into Kyogre and threaten a lot of damage right here. So let's see what my opponent's going to do. Flinches because of the fake out. Rain stops. I think I just go for what, Water Spout plus Psychic into the Tapu Bulu because I feel like that should be able to pick up the knockout with the... Well, Flamethrower didn't do that much, but I feel like because I'm -1 and it was in the rain, even if I was Life Orb, it like the damage does make sense, even if it's Assault Vest Tapu Bulu. So I feel like Water Spout is my play here. The reason I think Water Spout plus Psychic in the Tapu Bulu is my play is because afterward, Tapu Fini can't knock out either one of my Pokemon. So I feel like that this is always the play. Knock out the Tapu Bulu, and then then I get a single target Water Spout, maybe a bit of chip from the Muddy Water, but after that, a Mind Plate Psychic into the Tapu Bulu, and Tapu Fini should be able to pick up the knockout. Yeah, Psychic will be able to come out, and it does look like Assault Vest Tapu Bulu are really especially defensive somehow. We do knock out the Tapu Bulu, which is great, and a Moonblast is going to come out targeting my Lele, so not wanting to miss, I guess. As I guess the special attack drop, which is pretty bad. But I mean, Water Spout and the Psychic should still be able to finish off this game. Like, I still have the terrain. Single target Water Spout is still going to do a lot of damage. It's not even going to protect. Just try to stall out maybe power points or weather turns. As Water Spout actually just obliterates the Tapu Fini at 60%. That's crazy. But we are able to take a win in today's episode. We're going to go 3-0 in today's episode. Overall, that game, I felt like I just had a lot of control right off the bat, predicting the wide guard. I was just covering for the wide guard. I wasn't really expecting it immediately, but it just ended up working out really well because of the fact my opponent expected the Water Spout most likely and tried to allow Lunala to survive, maybe just to get an attack off or maybe Tailwind or anything else. So just getting the Scald Hydro Pump play into Lunala was great, and then my opponent lost a lot of momentum, losing the only restrictor my opponent brought in that game. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Zygarde. I would have loved to see Zygarde, but oh well. Hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. If you did, please leave a like down below, shows the support. As well as you can check out my other stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias, the side series of my channel. All that will be linked down below. You can follow me on my Twitch channel for live streams on VGC 2019. And yes, I will be competing at Philadelphia this weekend. So hopefully we'll be able to do well. And I'm still hoping that I can throw off daily content, but we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Feel free to leave a comment down below as I do read them. Otherwise, have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.